بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today, inshallah, we're going to take the last ayah of Surat Al-Muzzammil. Surat Al-Muzzammil is beautiful surah actually, and we mentioned about it that it was revealed before the hijrah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam during his stay in Mecca. And we mentioned that how this period was very difficult for the Muslims and for the Prophet ﷺ during his da'wah and trying to conveying his message with all the opposition of the leaders of the disbelievers in Quraysh, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ayat were revealed to support the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and to give him the way that he has the energy to have his energy renewed, his ability and capability for such hardship by night prayers. And we mentioned that night prayers at the beginning was obligatory for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and for the Muslims at that time. And if you remember at the beginning of the surah, the night prayers here, Allah is saying is half of the night or little bit more or little bit less. And then this ayah abrogated actually these night prayers for the Muslims. It became voluntary. It doesn't, it's not obligatory anymore, but actually it stayed obligatory for the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. And later, the ayat before we took that it is a way for us as Muslim to can face any stresses and any many activities that we have to do during the daytime. So the night prayer is a way to give us more energy in our faith and in our belief to face all the things that we can face during our daytime. And then the ayat went through that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling his prophet his punishment will be so severe for those disbelievers during the day of judgment, and gave an example of Moses alayhi salam, how he faces Fir'aun and his tyranny. And always we mentioned that Moses related to many stories of Moses came alayhi salam came in the Quran, and even the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was mentioning Moses many times during his life when he has hardship. He says, Rahimallahu akhi Musa, may Allah send his mercy on my brother Musa, that he faces more than that and he was patient about it. Then we'll come here to the last ayah, as we can see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling his prophet and the believers about the night prayers, the final decision about the night prayers. Allah is saying, Inna Rabbaka, indeed your Lord, ya'lamu knows, Ya Muhammad, annaka taqumu, that you stand in your prayer, adna, almost, min thuluthai al-layli, almost 2/3 of the night, ثلثي 2/3, layl night, 2/3 of the night, وَنِصْفَهُ, or half of it, وَثُلُثَهُ, or third of it. So half of it, third of it, or 2/3. وَطَائِفَةٌ, and group, طائفة, group of من الذين معك, those with you, from the believers, from Muslims. وَاللَّهُ يُقَدِّرُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ, and Allah determine the night and the day. So here Allah is saying to his prophet that verily your Lord knows that you do stand a little less than 2/3 of the night, or half the night, or third of the night, and also a group of believers with you. which meaning sometimes like this and sometimes like that. Sometimes 2/3, sometimes half, sometimes third of it. Wallahu yuqaddiru al-layla wan-nahar. Yeah, Allah measures the night and the day. What does it mean? Allah measures the night and the day means that the night and the day are not equal. Sometimes the day is longer, sometimes the night is longer. So it will never be يعني equal, and also the time for the night prayer will never be constant. علم أن لن تحصوه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows that you are unable to pray the whole night, meaning the obligation which He's prescribed for you will be here abrogated. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from His mercy to the believers, He didn't make it obligatory for the night prayer, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that you will not capable all the time to pray even half of the night or 1/3 or 2/3. Why? Because sometimes the night is long, sometimes the night is short, and you can see that here during summer and during winter, how much hours it differs. And also another reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not made it obligatory. This is what we're going to say. So from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned فَقَرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنْهُ, means فَقْرَأُوا, recite the Quran. And here recite means during prayer, of course. Stand and pray at night, whatever is easy for you. مَا تَيَسَّر, what's easy. من القرآن, for you from the Quran. And فَقْرَأُوا here not referring to يعني recitation of the Quran during salah, during prayers. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنْهُ. Allah is saying alima. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now is telling us abrogated this hukm not to be obligatory? Because He mentioned alima. This means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that there will be سيكون منكم مرضى, sick. Some of you will be sick, and this has happened, that you are not every day is healthy and have the activity and you can stand and pray, right? So this has happened. So Allah is mentioning alima. He knows, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and سيكون منكم مرضى. Some of you will be sick. And others, وآخرون, others, آخرون means others. وآخرون, others, يضربون في الأرض يبتغون من فضل الله. يضربون means traveling. Here يضربون في الأرض is traveling. يضربون is a present tense verb in Arabic, means to hit something, to hit. And hit the earth. يضربون في الأرض, to hit the earth, means that you are walking on it, walking in it strongly and in active walking. So you are hitting the earth. And this is the literal meaning of يضربون في الأرض. But here يضربون في الأرض give the expression or the impression of traveling. You are traveling. So the one who is traveling is usually active in his walking, in his movement, because he wants to take his flight, his bus, his car, whatever. So your walking and your movement during traveling is different from what if you go to visit someone or shopping, you are more relaxed. But here يضربون في الأرض gives that you are hitting the land and hitting the earth strongly, so that you can go through your travel. يضربون في الأرض, why they are traveling? Seeking. يبتغون من فضل الله, seeking of Allah bounty. Here يعني Allah Ta'ala seeking that maybe going traveling for trading, or traveling seeking the bounty in business or trade, or visiting family or whatever, all these type of seeking the bounty of Allah. So number one, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't make this night prayer obligatory? Because some of you will be sick. You can't do that every time, half of night praying or 2/3 or 1/3. Number two, you may be traveling for trading or for benefit or business or for visiting or whatever the cause of traveling. And number 3 is وآخرون يقاتلون في سبيل الله, and others who will be busy with fighting for the sake of Allah, fighting for the sake of Allah. So those, for example, on that they are on the like the soldiers in the Muslim army, or those who are having important in the army business, يعني missions to do. So all that in for the sake of Allah. So these are the main excuses that Allah mentioned in this ayah for abrogation of the the night prayer to be voluntary and not obligatory. طيب, still Allah is saying فَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنْ, means stand and pray at night whatever it's easy for you to do. يعني at the end here, at this part of the ayah, we can see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still ordering us with the night prayer, is still ordering us with the night prayer, but as much as we can. As much, and this is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't mention you must pray 2/3 of night, you must pray half, you must pray third. No. As much as it's easy for you. And at the same time, you have to keep your prayer and to keep your zakah. This is the pillars of Islam. So this is the obligatory. He came with the obligatory things, yani establish your obligatory prayers and pay your obligatory zakah. And more on the zakah is the sadaqah. Sadaqah. Here, وَأَقْرِضُوا, after paying the zakah, وَأَقْرِضُوا اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that after you paying the zakah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered by it. So for the charitable donation, Allah will reward you. وَأَقْرِضُوا اللَّهَ, lend to Allah a handsome loan or a good loan. Here, how to lend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loan, that when you give the charity for the sake of Allah, Allah will reward you more and more in the hasanat and the good deeds of what you spend for His sake. So verily Allah will reward for this the best and most abundant of reward. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned other ayah, من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له أضعافا كثيرة. Who is he that will lend to Allah a goodly loan so that he may multiply it to him many times in the hasanat. And lastly, the ayah will end by whatever وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ, whatever good you send before for yourself, تُقَدِّمُوا, you send before. What meaning sending before? That your account in the hereafter. What's your account in your hereafter? You have now in this life account in bank, for example. So what about your account in the hereafter? What you are adding in this account? So وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا, whatever good you send before you for yourselves, مِنْ خَيْرٍ, of good, what happened? You will certainly تَجِدُوهُ, you will certainly find it. Find it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, عِنْدَ اللَّهِ, تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. How you're going to see to find it? خَيْرًا وَأَعْظَمَ أَجْرًا, better and greater in reward. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, whatever the good deed you will do and you will add in your hereafter account, what you will find it when you return back to Allah, you will find it better and greater in the reward. Meaning that all you sent before yourselves, you will get it back. And when you get it back, it will be better than what you kept for yourselves in this worldly life. And also many, many good deeds you will earn by that. And don't forget, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us an important advice at the end of the ayah. Don't forget to seek forgiveness of Allah. Wastaghfirullah. Why seek forgiveness of Allah? Remember Him and seek forgiveness from Him often for all your matters. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all forgiving and all merciful. This is very important that remember all the time when we finish our salah, we are saying astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. And then we say the famous dua, Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam, tabarakta ya zal jalali wal ikram. Always I'm asking that why after salah, which is a worshipping Allah, and you are saying dhikr in this salah, you will say astaghfirullah. Anyone knows why we are saying after finishing salah astaghfirullah?
To forgive us for everything that we did.
If we made any mistakes in the salah, to
Excellent,
forgive us that.
excellent, Sister Mala. Yeah. So because even if you are going to do good deeds or you're worshiping or salah or whatever, in all the good deeds that we are doing, we must seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you are not perfect. You have to know that. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept your good deed and to take it and forgive if there is any defect happen, because who is the one from us that when he is praying is not thinking about something else comes to his mind? Usually the shaitan is coming whispering, today remember you have to cook so and so, remember you have to go shopping, remember someone will call you. All the ideas is coming during salah because he knows that he wants to make it invalid, make it ruin your salah, make it not good. So all the time he say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim," as the Prophet told us, especially during the salah, and keep on with your salah. And this happen in everything. If you give sadaqah, if you give zakah, if you make the night prayers, anything you are doing, you must seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to be sure that Allah will accept these good deeds from you. And by the before we go and leave this beautiful ayah, from this beautiful ayah, if you go through its understanding and pondering, you'll find how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala names, we can feel the names of Allah, Al-Ghafur, the all forgiving, Ar-Rahim, the all merciful, Al-Wadud, the all loving, the most loving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is loving us and He is merciful. His mercy and forgiveness to us is expressing His love to His believers, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He doesn't make it not to make it difficult on us. He knows that we are weak, we have different circumstances that pass through us. So He's giving us the facility and to be easy to pray as much as you can. In the hadith for the Prophet ﷺ, you can just pray as much as you, even 2 rak'ahs. If you can do during the night prayer 2 rak'ahs and keep on these 2 rak'ahs, it will be good. But it's better than leaving completely the night prayer, because as we mentioned, night prayers is important to give you energy, to energize you, to can face any other stresses during the daytime. And we'll stop inshallah, and with the bounty of Allah, alhamdulillah, we finish Surat Almuzzammil, and inshallah we'll start next week by Surat Al-Muddathir. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.